Hello there. Uh, I hope everybody's well. How are you doing? um, I haven't heard anything about that tornado yesterday. If it evolved or not. Raspy just jumped at the screen because of birds. But yeah, if anybody has heard anything about if it actually occurred or not, yeah, let me know. But yes, for anybody that's seen the art stuff that I do, I mean, I don't, as you all probably know by now, I'm low income. I'm on disability, but not SSD, which is you get more money. It's SSI. And that's because Arizona, Tucson, Social Security screwed me up when I had the accident, and they would refuse to take accept my paperwork and dating it for 3 years after the accident. So for those 3 years, the way it works is for the last 10 years, you have to total up the hours that they total up the hours that you've officially worked that were reported um, in the last 10 years from the date you file that you're disabled and you can't work normally anymore. And they take those hours, and you have to have a certain amount be eligible for SSD. So if they refused to take my paperwork, they actually ran out to the parking lot and caught me and gave me back my paperwork. They refused to timestamp it, and when they refuse to do that, the clock doesn't start ticking. They said, well, let's see after if when your surgeon feels it's as good as it's gonna get, and then we'll see. I was like, no, because in that meantime, because I had the first 3 years, I had like five procedures slash surgeries um, in those initial first like 3 years after the accident, and they if they don't accept from the right away those 3 years, all those, so it was only really the last 7 years that I worked. And what pissed me off is I would have totally hit the threshold of having to work so many hours in the last 10 years. Um, I've always worked a full-time job. I mean, since my 20s, Plus, I was working in the Department of Corrections and in Arizona, in Tucson, and I was a corrections officer. You guys call them prison guards, but I was in the prisons, not the jails. So for a decade, and for the last 18, I got a cat hair. um, what a shock! For the last 18 months of that, before I got injured, and it wasn't on the job injury. It was a car. But I had worked for at least 18 months at the end, overtime for 18 months. And we're talking not just 1 or 2 days overtime, we're talking 3 days a week overtime. On the days that that my oldest child was with his dad, I had him the other 4. But for those 3 days, I just worked double shifts. um, and I didn't have weekends off. I had Monday, Tuesdays off because his father at his job had weekends off. So that way, I could still have him and have on my days off to do things with him. Even when he got older and started school. So that's the reason why I'm not getting the larger disability payments, uh, which has pissed me off, and I have to see if I can get that changed. You have to go through all this process all over again, apply, get denied in 3 months, appeal, get denied 3 months later, appeal again, and this time you ask for a hearing with the judge. Like, you go to the judge's chambers, you could take somebody with you to help you, and just explain to them what happened. And I mean, I'm sure there's still records of when the accident occurred, and the fact that I was working, um, up until then. But at any rate, so even if I wasn't low income, I'd probably still go to the Dollar Tree for a lot of things. But one thing they don't have, they only had like the canvas boards, the flat ones that are based on cardboard, so they do kind of warp if you're using it for like paint pouring, not just brushing. And so a lot of people go for these the wrapped canvas kind, with the wood, and it's got the thick edge. But usually you only find just white, wrapped canvases. You don't get the black ones. And usually you don't find shapes either, like the circles or the hearts, things like that. Those are more expensive. But the other day I was at the Dollar Tree. I picked up two of them. It's a black canvas. Love it. I have been wanting to try something. I got two of them. So it's exciting. But anyway, I know, she's like, oh, she made a video about a black canvas. But dudes, you don't understand. Things look different. And when you try to get a black background for like neon colors, if you use a black paint background, when you're using it, it the black interferes. I don't want it to interfere, and the only way to not do that is to paint the white canvas black. Let that dry for like a while. Like, why am I saying like all the time? So annoying. You have to. We're talking days or weeks just to let it so it makes sure it doesn't soften while the other paint is being poured. So I've done that. I've had to do that. You either use the wet paint, or you let it dry, and that just is, you know. But this will be a lot different, and I'm looking forward to that because you don't have to use a base coat. You can use a clear coat, which is basically just using a pouring medium that dries clear, like Floetrol or something like that, and use that, a layer of that wet on this, and then so it's a clear base, and then your neon colors, and your neon colors won't be affected by the black because it's not actual paint when it's on the canvas itself. So I know not everybody that watches me is into the art part, but that's cool. That's fine. Some of y'all come for the art. Some of y'all come because I'm just a bit eclectic, weird, unique, whatever. Some of you come because you like the kitties. Some come because you like the windowsill circus that I occasionally present with everything else. Some of you might even come for my political, I don't call them rants, my political musings. How's that? Yes, yes, my musings. But anyway, yes, my hair is mellowed now. And I don't think you can see much, but it's like the turquoise, bright turquoise in the back and darker in the front. But that is going to stay like that until September, most likely, when I need to do it for my niece's wedding, and I need to tone it down. Hers is sage and like a dusty pink, so it can't be this. She doesn't care. She's already told me. I've asked. She said, "Doesn't whatever you know." But I don't want to. Not that I'm gonna take attention away from that girl in a wedding gown. I think not. But I don't want to even look like I was trying to. If that makes sense. So I've got to tone it down. But I don't even have something to wear yet. So, but yeah, that's when the hair will be changing. Some of you come for that too, but maybe some of you hang around because you just like this all around weird stuff. Come here. Oh, okay. Thought Raspy was gonna jump over on the desk, but no. Did you just see his tail go by? I think he has to go to the bathroom. Shh, don't tell anybody. Anyway, yeah, it's nice outside. It's not super hot. Sunday. Ooh, a little bit of sun coming through. I know, I'm like a child. As long as I'm childlike and not childish, because words matter. Anyway, y'all have a happy and a safe. The little boys just got off the playground and they're running right past the window on the sidewalk. They're right out my window. They're so cute. They always talk to me. They call me when I'm outside and they're outside. They're like, "Hi!" I hear a little voice. That's why I'm talking low, because they were right outside my window. They are so adorable. Uh, and it's always them saying to me first, "Hi!" Like, "Oh, hi." Yeah, I like when I like when kids and animals. I'm getting home teary eyed. I like when they do that because it means they feel a safety with me. They're not getting an ick vibe, you know? And that makes me happy because I just like seeing, especially kids and animals happy, or older people, like older than me. When they're happy, it just, I don't know, just does something to me. It makes me happy even when I'm not happy. So anyway, you guys have a great rest of your weekend. Peace out.